That being recorded, yes.
Yes, sir.
For introduction.
Yeah, yes, I go ahead, sir. What is, sir?
Good evening, one and all. It's my pleasure to talk to you on the mental webinar series. Almost we reached 450th session now. I would like to thank especially for the coordinator, Dr. Suresh Kumar Murugesan, for the organization from initial to till date. He is the pillar of these sessions. And along with we are the core team, we are working with him, with his support, and of course with the participant, with your interest and with your co-presence, we reached almost 450 session, and we would like to go ahead further also. So I think I am expecting your co-presence. So you will be traveling along with us, and I will I would like to introduce today's research person, Dr. Suresh Kumar Murugesan. He's a passionate in researching, and he's the professor, and he's the mental health practitioner. He's holding the position of head of the Department of Psychology, PG Department of Psychology, American College Madurai, and he's the director for Yellow Pond Counseling Center and the director for Red Pond Educational Psychological Research Center. He almost completed, submitted 30 journals and 50 conferences, and he coordinated 50 webinar sessions. And apart from the 200 plus webinar sessions, he acted as a resource person, and he got 6 awards, and he done 25 radio talk also. With this note, I would like to welcome you, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Salim sir, for such a nice introduction. Am I audible? Is it my audio is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, sir. I think many of my known friends are here. Sarumadi ma'am and Vishal, many of them are here. Yes. So today I'm going to talk about holistic wellness, and then I received the input from some of my friends regarding the word, whether we can use WHO or HO. And some of them, they said that you have to go for only HOLIST, holistic wellness, not WHO. Anyhow, for time being, I have prepared earlier. We will discuss it later whether HO will come or WHO will come later. Holistic wellness is an important concept. Why we have to give it priority? If we ask this question, and this is the right time we have to talk about it. The reason is, when you look at the pandemic crisis which made around the world, that many of us, we are looking for wellness component. Wellness component is about when the person who are healthy and they can easily recover from the illness. And that's why the focus of many of the people, especially the people who are not having that awareness about health component, earlier which were not given priority at all, now they are looking to improve this wellness component. And wellness component, not only the one component, the physical, as we have thought about it, it is not only one component, we are going to look at that. What is wellness? So when we search the meaning for the term wellness, actually it is an act of practicing. There are many habits we will be using in our day-to-day life. Okay, we are singing, we are walking, we are doing something. There are many other activities. And these activities, habits, it is for our betterment of physical health and mental health. And if it is making a positive outcome in a person, that we can say it is about a wellness component. It's not for just for surviving, it's for thriving better in our life. We can say that is a wellness component. Okay. And health, when we go to that, the standard understanding about the term health, we have to go to the World Health Organization. And we had a thought or idea or awareness about the term health is absence of disease or illness. No. Merely being absence of disease is not a health. What is health? It is a complete, understand the word. It's not a complete, not 80% I am good at it. No. Complete physical, mental, social well-being. It's complete well-being of the person. Well-being is otherwise called wellness. And that's why we have to focus on wellness right now. And if you have that wellness, you can claim that you are a healthy person. And the wellness is on a quality. Okay, it is an every one of us, we are looking or we are longing and we are striving for achieving the wellness component. So what is wellness? in a health component, when we obtain the optimum, yes, this is the maximum, we have reached the point. For example, in an examination, 100 marks is the maximum. When you achieve the 100 mark, that is an wellness, is an optimum level of the health component, we can say that wellness. When I had an interaction with the leading psychiatrist from KMCH, Dr. Srinivasan sir, he told me that you take a scale, okay, in a scale of 0 to 10, the positive side, and 0 to minus 10. So 0, many of us, we believe we have the pseudo concept, pseudo understanding about that. Health is mean we are not having any illness. That is a minus 10, minus 8, minus 6, minus 2, minus 0. If the person not having any diseases, they are feeling they are the healthy person. It is a pseudo health. What is healthy? What is wellness? It is about plus 2, plus 3, plus 10. The maximum 10, if you achieve that, we can say that is a wellness component. Optimum level. And it is easy when the person is optimal level, they are having the better immune system, they can fight against any kind of problem they can have, they can face in their life. And there are one more component when we look at the wellness component, they said that physical, mental, and spiritual state. Spiritual state. Physical means this component. Mental component, the cognitive, emotion, and behavior. These are the mental. And spiritual, this the finding meaning. Spiritual component. So when a person has that balance in all these three components, it is sometimes called wellness. And wellness we cannot achieve in a day. For example, you are setting the goal setting. Today I am going to read 2 pages. When you do that, you have done that, you achieved. But wellness you cannot achieve in a day. It is a lifelong journey, and it is an ongoing process. And our wellness not only determined by our goal setting and our confidence and our involvement, our commitment to that. No, it also determined by the other persons, the communities, the environment also plays an important role for our wellness. That is why, look at that, the person who are not having positive COVID positive in the nearby person, and we are safe. They are having, and we are more vulnerable. And the environment also plays an important role. And sometimes the wellness, they can say that holistic, which means the whole, overall. Okay, this is the meaning for the term wellness. What is holistic wellness? It is a kind of approach. There are many approaches are there. And for example, if a person having the disease, okay, the person having the disease, we are having the different approaches, your models are available to deal with that person, the particular disease. Allopathy, homeopathy, Ayurvedic, Unani, you can name it. There are many approaches are there. Holistic wellness is a kind of approach. Instead of striking that particular problem from one perspective, we can approach in different perspective. All the dimensions we can approach in a holistic way to ensure the health of the person. Not only the one perspective, you can look at all the perspective. And it believes that holistic wellness believes that the person's body, mind, and spirituality work together. When you look at the definition given by Mahatma Gandhi, what he said there, what is right education? All-round development of body, mind, and spirituality. So what he said in his definition for the education itself is an holistic wellness, body, mind, and spirituality. Okay. And that is the topic I'm going to discuss with you. I'm going to tell you these are the pillars or dimensions of holistic wellness. What are they? One is physical wellness, emotional wellness, social wellness, spiritual wellness, intellectual wellness, financial wellness, environmental wellness, and occupational wellness. And I can say that a questionnaire is available, and I will share with you at the end of my presentation. You can take that questionnaire and you can find out that your level of holistic wellness. And you may have that better holistic wellness, or you may not have. And you can find out in which dimension you need to develop your health components. And you focus on that, and you can achieve your holistic wellness. Okay. And that can be classified into 2 categories. One is internal, another one is external. Internal means you are having the control on these things. What are you? You are physical. You are the responsible. And emotional. And your mental and spirituality. And you are the responsible. And the external component we can classify into the environment, the people surrounding the family and social members, and finance, and occupation. These are the external components. So the external component, we are not having the control, but when you ensure these external components and you can ensure your holistic wellness and look at your internal components, do you have the control over your physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual component? Are you giving that or striking balance between these internal components? If so, that means your internal wellness is good. There are many of them having the thought that we can have the internal wellness. They are not focusing on that external wellness. And they may not aware about that if they are not focusing on external wellness, and that may directly or indirectly affect their internal wellness also. If the environment is not good, definitely we cannot ensure our emotional, physical, and mental wellness. Am I right? So when the place is not clean, and we are more prone to become an illness, more prone, and that can not, it is a barrier for our a pathway to the wellness. It is a barrier. Okay. And we will move on to that one by one. I'm going to tell you in that way. First, I will define my understanding about the physical wellness and what are the way, the strategies you can adapt to ensure your wellness component. There are 8 dimensions are there, and as per my readings and reference, I'm going to give that inputs on that. Okay. What is physical wellness? When it comes to our mind, including me before preparing this plan, and many of us, what we have in mind that we immediately striking that exercise is the only thing that can make our feet physically wellness, physically healthy person. Regular physical activities, yes, is needed. That is very important for our physical wellness, but that is not the only component that determine our physical wellness. It's not the only aspects. So there are many components are there, and some of the components are our sleep component. Nowadays, if you look at that, before this technology and the scientific inventions were there, everyone will go to that sleep at nearly at least 8 or 9. But now, an average time for the people who are going to bed is around 11 and 12 or 1 o'clock. And it delays that the time taken for quality of sleep. As we all know that detoxification, I think our body is accumulated with many toxins, and that toxins will be cleaned. For example, in our room, there are dust or toxins are there, we will clean with that material. Likewise, the same thing will happen in our body, and that will be cleaned when we are sleeping. A detoxification will happen when we have the deep sleep. And recently I had a session with Mastermind Foundation, the Lakshmi Rajan ma'am's post, and it is about cleansing our toxins in our body. Yoga Nitra, it is one of the practice where we can go to the deep sleep, and when we are deep sleep and we can rejuvenate our body. Okay, we can detoxificate our body component. Appropriate sleep is very, very important. Hygienic practices. Nowadays, there are everyone is aware about they are cleaning their hands and don't touch your mouth, nose, and the eyes. And these awarenesses, I think almost every one of us will know that. Hygienic practices and healthy nutrition and diet. They are saying that if you are not having the healthy diet and you are not able to fight against any kind of antibodies or viruses which enter in your body. Okay, the physical wellness. Here are some of the strategies you can take for ensure your physical wellness. And what you can do that stretching exercise, you can do that just here and there, as at least once in a 20 minutes. Once in a 20 minutes, you can do simply stretching exercises. And yoga, and there are many organizations, they are offering the yoga, and there are strong relationship is found in that researchers also. They said that when you practice yoga, it's like an exercise only. It's another form. It is a spiritual way we can practice it to ensure our physical wellness. And recently, as I said, many of us, we are more connected with electronic gadgets. The screen time is increasing, and that deteriorate our physical health. So to ensure our health in the physical component, we have to avoid that screen time. And there are many of my known circle, they are seeking help to how I can control my time taken for spending time on screens. That they can use it. I given that there are many applications are there, and they can enable that in that application, they ensure that well-being. and at least 30 minutes walk, avoid drinks and drugs, jogging, and good sleep is very important. Healthy food and gardening also they can do. Dancing, swimming. These were some of the activities. You can. I'm not going to say that you can do all these components for your physical wellness. No, you can take any one of the thing which you feel more comfortable. You can involve in yourself. So that is the point I like to put it here. And we'll move on to the emotional wellness. Is a second important internal component of emotional wellness. Emotional wellness that includes our ability to navigate our feelings. So, what kind of feeling am I have right now? What is my feeling? And this means that identifying that, assessing that what kind of feeling am I having, and intensity of that particular feeling, and whether I can able to express exactly to other members, whether they can able to understand my expression of the particular feeling or not. And if you know that thing, that's called emotional wellness. And many people, they don't know how to express that feeling to others. I don't know how to say that. These are the comments you can hear from your known circle. Even you may say to somebody else. I don't know how to say what kind of feeling I'm having, what kind of emotions I'm experiencing. And emotional wellness that encompasses optimism, for positive emotional wellness, optimism, the self-esteem, self-acceptance, and the ability to share the feelings to other members. They can, simple other way, there are many other names are there, catharsis, free association. You just release, share your feelings to somebody else, you feel relaxed. There are many ways are there to do that. So, and here are some of the strategies I'm going to tell you. Emotional wellness strategies. Okay. So, we all know that there are some hurt feelings we may hold in our life. Okay. And we may thought that we can suppress or repress in our emotions in our heart that will not be known to anybody else. What you can do that, open up your feeling to somebody else. Release that emotion which you hold for a longer time that you unpleasant experience to you. Maybe anything. It may be your childhood experience, whatever it may be. You just release it. Okay. And practice positive emotions. I think the Barbara Fredrickson, she is the one said that for emotional wellness, we are having both positive and negative emotions. When you know that handling or giving priority to the positive emotions, and you can ensure your wellness down. There are 10 core positive emotions, and many of us be aware about negative emotions rather than positive emotions. And here are the 10 positive emotions. One is gratitude. And even if you don't know other emotions, you can practice gratitude because she said that gratitude is mother of all the positive emotions. So when you have the control over and mother, and you can control over the others. And serenity, hope, interest, love, brightness, awe, amusement, joy, and inspiration. These are the 10 core positive emotions identified by Barbara Fredrickson. Okay. So practice positive emotion as much as possible. It doesn't mean that you should not practice negative emotions or you should not experience negative emotions. Yes, you can give the space for that and laugh whenever it's possible. You can laugh by watching that talk shows, comedy shows, comedy clips that can engage yourself, laugh yourself. That will increases the secretion of oxytocin and serotonin. And forgive others. There are many studies that come up with that for emotional wellness. If you want to ensure that you feel better when you forgive other members, and you just go to the YouTube and see that the benefits out of forgiving, and you can see a lot of benefits, lots of benefits, and emotional awareness, emotional intelligence. You understand that what kind of emotions you are having. You can take a note. And today I had these kind of emotions most of the time. And what kind of emotions you are experiencing, that you just look into that. And you can practice random act of kindness, kind to other members, appreciate others. And these are the things you can do. And that will be good for your emotional well-being. These are the strategies you can adapt. I'm giving only 6. There are many other strategies also. As we said earlier, for physical wellness strategies, the same thing here. You can take any of the strategy which is you feel that more comfortable, we can practice, we can do that. At least any one of the strategy you can practice it. And if you do all these things, and you can, as I said, you can reach that optimum level of your wellness. Optimum level, you can reach that. And another one is social wellness. We human beings are social animals. I think you all agree with me. And social wellness is about connecting with others to form positive relationship. It's not about merely a relationship, positive relationship. This social wellness, this relationship that creates support system. Suppose if I'm having the problem, someone will come and help me. There are many of them are in the society, and they will come and they will help you when you need of it. And you can know that there are this COVID-19 crisis, many volunteer services are going. And when we have the better social network, social support system, social relationship, we can able to come out from the problem very quickly than anybody else. I'm going to quote one of the studies which was conducted by Harvard University. They conducted a study with 8 years old. It is 8 years of study. And they collected data from the participant and the population of all the information. They collected the marital satisfaction, social living, and happiness. And what was the finding? It is very interesting finding they found. People who spend a lot of time with other members, they said that the greater level of happiness in their life. When we are away from the people, we may not get it that way. When we close to somebody else, like even though there are many places we are connected, and it will give that happiness. And building and maintaining the network, it takes a lot of time and energy. Yes, it's not possible. When you look at that, if you have less number of friends in the network, that means you are not put your energy and time for making a better network. And when you do so, and you will harvest that benefit out of having more friends in your circle network. And as I said, with a one study, as I said, I have collected many studies to support each dimensions of holistic wellness. There are 8 dimensions are there, and 4 are the internal dimensions and 4 are the external dimensions. And this is the third dimension. It comes under the external component. And so, what are the strategies we can adapt? Here are some of the strategies we can use for improving the social wellness. So, one is connect and network with other members. As there is one evidence I provided to you here. The same thing you can apply to yourself, and you can check yourself and find out that in a particular day, if you are not having more network and more support system, and another day if you have the more support system, how you feel. And when you internalize, and then you can practice it. And social connections, wellness, that can be happen when we explore more social connection and try to find out new friends in the circle. When you have the new friends, it may be the social media and any other thing that you can make it, and that will give better social wellness for you. And surround the social wellness is very important. There are many people who are more jealous and about their good quality. They are the negative people. You can see by looking at their face and looking at the comments itself, we can understand that you can stay away from those people. And this is easily found out by my mother. Whenever someone invite to somebody, when I was doing my school education or college education, when I bring to somebody to my home, and she will say that, okay, among 8 to 10 members, she will say that don't have the relationship with that person. They know that by looking at their behavior itself, they will find out, and their experience are truly true. So we have to have the better relationship with positive people when we there, and their energy will come to us. When you look at the positive person, we also get energy. When for example, this is the same session, if I take it with very low energy, and that will affect you also. And for networking, you can make it by volunteering or helping other members. We're not waiting for someone to come and volunteer. You can try yourself. You can volunteer yourself. Wherever possible, try to help somebody else. For the social welfare activities, you can do that. That will make you to signature strength for you in the society. And open up and talk wherever is possible. When we release our suppressed feelings and thoughts, we can other members, you are connected with them, and you are giving space for other members. You are lending your ears and actually listening the feelings of other members. You are helping other members at the simultaneous. We are getting benefit, mutual benefit when we are listening others. and these were some of the social wellness strategy you can adapt. And the fourth component is the spiritual wellness. Spiritual wellness comes under internal category, internal. And there are many understanding regarding the spiritual component. It is very difficult to understand for many people. Each religion, they believe that their scriptures, their inputs are spiritual component, but it is beyond that. Spirituality is beyond that all the religions. And every people, including myself and the people who are here, we are having different notion about this. And this spiritual well-being, spiritual wellness plays an important role in our life. See, when we know the purpose and meaning in life, and we will be more constructive and more protective in nature. And many of us, when we ask ourselves, and if you don't have that purpose and meaning in life, and they may not do any kind of productive activities. And that need to be done. And they will not discriminate anybody else. It will give the purpose, direction, meaning to somebody else who are looking for that spiritual wellness. And it is very important for balancing our life. Suppose sometimes we may have the problem in our life. Okay, so why I'm having the problem? There are many other people are very good at it. Why I'm the person who got on COVID-19? There are many people who are not having COVID-19. And for finding the answer for that, and you need spiritual compound. And there are many ways that can be practiced for through meditation, prayers, and connection with higher powers. They believe they can do that. As I said earlier itself, understanding about spiritual wellness, it is vary from one person to another person in life, based on their perspective, based on the belief system they are holding. And it's not about a specific religious belief system that comes under spiritual wellness. No, it is about beyond that. As I said, it is a beyond. It won't come under in the purview of a particular religion alone. In all the religion, when we look at that, the base for all the religion is common. And when we read other religion common, we will understand that. And many whether when we ask them whether you are reading for your religious scriptures, and many they may not do that. Okay. And spiritual health is about, it is our journey. Okay. It's personalizing that how I am going to make my path in my life. Some people, they will do that very mindfully. Okay, this is a way, very enjoy, and they will do that activity. And all the activities were guided by the spiritual component, and they have the more values and ethics. They are the ideal for other members. Okay. And we move on to that the strategies they can adopt to practice spiritual wellness. One is they can do the meditation and mindfulness, mantra chanting, and prayers. They can take any one of the strategy for practicing this wellness component. We move on to the intellectual. It is called cognitive, otherwise called cognitive. So, as of now, we have discussed about there are 4 dimensions or 4 pillars of holistic wellness. Now we are moving into the 5th dimension, intellectual wellness or cognitive wellness. It's nothing but we are constantly engaging our mind. Tamil or palamoli undu peruzana. Proverb in Tamil. Iraithorum kinaru orum solluvam. That means when we engage ourselves, that will be refined. So we can ensure our wellness. So when you want to ensure your intellectual wellness, we have to engage our mind productively and positive way, positive path. And just engaging our, stimulating the particular path. Even when you are engaging ourselves with the debate of others, conversation with others, we can ensure our mind. We can engage our mind in productive way. These will help us to discover ourselves. What are my personal advantages? Advancement that we can able to understand when we engage ourselves. And there are many academic efforts we can make it when you want to learn new things and you are intellectually you are engaging yourself, and involvement in community activities. And there are many other activities you can do for intellectual wellness. And here are some of the strategies I'm going to tell you. And for mental wellness strategy, what you can do, that visualization you can do. There are good experiences and plus and minus, positive and negative experience we may have that. There are sometimes we may not focus on that positive component. What you can do that you can think about the positive side, visualization, positive thing you can engage. And when you had a negative thing, you can restructure into positive one. There are many perspectives, even NLP and other practices are insisting that. Journaling your thought record. What you can do that, you can write what kind of thought you are having. Thought record will help us know that whether most of the time what kind of thoughts are coming. And how you can channelize those thoughts. When you do engaging yourself, we can able to make mental wellness. And there are many yoga practices are there for enhancing your mental wellness. You can practice those things. And mental reversal, practicing, for example, puzzles and crosswords. These are the activities you can involve for engaging your mental wellness. And there are studies that found that the people who are having dementia and Alzheimer, we can delay these problems when you learn new things. When you use your mind, brain, cognitive abilities again and again, you can ensure that you can delay that postponement of dementia and Alzheimer. And these are the mental wellness strategy you can add up. And the sixth component of holistic wellness is about financial wellness. I think I'm not master in that. Anyhow, I attended some of the sessions. I think Mr. Vanamali, and he's good at it. I had recently attended his session, and he given many inputs regarding the financial wellness. Yes. When we look at that, the people who are having that money, okay, they can able to manage the money. They can regulate that money, and they are put at their life. We take that, for example, a small step to how much amount we are spending in a particular day. So what purpose we spend, how much was our earning, and when we do so, we can able to manage that. And then there are financial wellness is very important. When you read that newspaper today itself, there is one incident, and a man got a money for interest, for heavy interest. Kanduvati is the name called Kanduvati. 10 to 12% interest they will collect. They give the money to the person, and the person who is not able to pay the money, even he paid that what he was received from them, and they are forcing and they are using different words. So when we are financially stable, we can able to. There are many strategies other to have the financial wellness. What you can do that you can financial goals. Okay, what's your requirement? So what do you want? Spend less than what you earn. Many people they earn for a particular amount and they spend more than that. Save for the future. Some amount, it may be 1%, some percentage you can spend for your future. Invest in a right place. Some people will say that if you give 1 rupee, we'll get 10 rupee, we'll focus on that. Someone will say that if you give 1 rupee, another 2 years we'll get 2 rupee. They will not spend that. And quick investment never yield any benefit to the person. We have to be very careful. And recently, I just attended one of the session that the Facebook, even many ways they are collecting money, they are cheating money. And quick money will not possible at all. Understand, invest in the right place and understand the credit and debit. Even many of us, we may not aware. That's why I said we have the record of how much we earn, how much we spend. Retirement plans. After retirement, what we can do that. When you do, you see many other. Recently, we had an observance of elderly population. There are a lot of harassments were reported. The people who are not financially supported, the younger in the family, and they were discriminated and they were harassed or abused by the family members. They are abused. So, when you made your retirement plan now itself, even it may be, don't think about that your kids will take care of you. No, take care of yourself now itself. Monthly budgeting, okay, what we need for the particular month, how we can spend that. Sometimes we may not be master in all the components. There are some people are expert in that, and we can seek the help from them, and they will help us to know that how we can spend very wisely for our financial component. When we financially strong and secure, definitely our wellness. Okay, and product from online. It's here. There are many cheatings are happening, so you have to be very careful. Cyber threat is very high nowadays, and keep some amount for emergency funding, and you can invest yourself at least health insurances or general life insurance, you can take it. And even government also having that at least 2 lakhs. COVID-19, if they take a policy in the bank itself, we can able to get 2 lakhs. And separate budget for holidays and education, very important. You can, at least you can sit for 1 day and just think about that, how wisely you can use the money. Okay. And these were the financial wellness strategy you can adapt. And we will move on to the environmental wellness. This is the 7th component of holistic wellness. So environmental wellness is immediate surrounding of us. And when we take care of those and the neighbors, the family members, community members, and they are good at it. And the environment where we belong to is good, and we can able to get benefit out of it. And we are the global warming, and you can say there are many, the biodiversity, everything is lost. When we ask ourselves whether we are support our environment, when we do so, and that will support us. If don't so, and we may not get it. And there are many disasters happening. This is because we destroyed the nature. So strengthening the environment, strengthening the community, strengthening the people around the communities are very, very important for our wellness. And when the others are good, and definitely they will take care of it. When we are suffering, definitely they will help us. So I'm going to tell you some of the strategies you can adapt. And here, the environmental well-being is very important. Just aesthetic. When there are many studies were saying that in an environment, we were close to nature, when we are arranging things in systematically, and that will give us clarity in our platform. And that will help us to overcome the feeling of anxiety. If the things were cluttered and it is an arranged, disorganized, and that will create a lot of problems. And you can have that home gardening, and you can do that. When you see the greeneries, and you may get that more energy, you feel more systematic. Okay. And sensory. The environment is very important that people with less exposure to light has many problems. And when we are, how many of you spending at least 10 to 15 minutes in sunlight, at least direct sunlight, if we are not exposed to that, we are prone to many problems. Okay. And the peoples are very, very important. When we have the good people surrounding the environment, and when we communicate with them properly, what we sow, that we harvest. And we have to value that culture and other important qualities of other members, and you can also foster your culture and values to other members. And familiarize that the environment and adjust to the environment as quick as possible. And there are a strong quote is there: who will be more successful in their life? It's not about the more intelligent. It's not about the person who are very rich. It is the person who are flexible to the environment, who can able to change the environment. They're more flexible, and you can able to change to the environment where you belong to. That is very important. And the another dimension of holistic wellness is occupational wellness, career wellness. So occupational and vocational wellness is very important. It helps us know that many of us in a day we are moving. When the lockdown is announced, when they were not engaged in any kind of occupation, and they suffer a lot than the person who are normal. And we are having a lot of talent, skills, and abilities. Okay. And these will help us to find purpose, happiness, and meaning in our life. We feel that, okay, I'm here, I have done something for other members. That component we can able to understand the occupational wellness. And development of occupational satisfaction and wellness is very, very important component, and that depends on the attitude we are holding in our workplace. We can achieve that maximum level of occupational wellness. How? When we change, when we adapt, we can form our positive attitude, and we experience that environment, experience with other employees. That's very important. And they are directly proportionate to the occupational wellness of the person. It can be achieved when we have the proper commitment. We are integrating with the commitment with our occupations will help us to have that having occupation. Here are some of the strategies what we can do. That it is we have to be active in the work, whatever the occupation we are there, and we have to be curious to explore that and more ambitious and do the logical component. Very cautious in the other members when you are dealing with other members, and something more important, be very organized. There are many people I know that they are more systematic, well organized, and they use that logics, and they are more systematic and more creative and precise. And these were the strategies you can involve when you make a change in your behavior component in occupation setting or career setting, and you can ensure your occupation wellness. So here is the questionnaire, as I said earlier. When you look at that, instead of focusing on only one component, as I said, when we focus all these 8 components, we can ensure our holistic wellness. I given there are a lot of strategy. When you look at my presentation itself, we can able to know that there are many strategies I given. We can adapt any one of the strategy one by one. You can assess yourself whether you have these practice in your life. If so, what you can do that we can find out in which area you need to focus on that. But it is very easy now. For example, when you go to that car mechanic and there is a problem in the particular part of the engine, they can change only the particular part, not the whole car. Same way, when we know these holistic wellness and internal external component, we can check ourselves. And we are good at the health component, we need not to focus on the health component again. And you feel that the emotional component that need to be addressed, you find out that the strategy which is mentioned here, or else you have the consent, you have the cognitive ability, you can find out what is good for you and find out that strategy you can adapt for improving your particular wellness. When you do so, and you can achieve the holistic wellness. With that, I can stop here. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you, sir, Salim, sir, for making it more effective. I think I have done my presentation in the stipulated time. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. I think topic holistic wellness today we learn, and I can say in the single word, we got a holistic knowledge because all the aspects you given the input about like internal and external. So with this note, I would like to ask the participant to ask the questions if anything, or you can put in the chat box. I can read to the resource person, and you can ask the questions related to the holistic wellness.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes,
good evening.
Sir, it's a well thought out topic, and you have said various useful and applicable strategies, sir. My question is, yes, it is viable for us to practice these strategies on our own and being a person who practices in this field. But how do we, how do you support other family members or friend circles to adapt this? How can we inspire them, or we can get them to do this, knowing this is the much needed strategies right now? How can we do that, sir?
Yeah, rather than rightly asked and then correct person for the current situation. Vijay, when you look at that, the most of the community members in your area, earlier they were not given much importance to wellness component. When the COVID-19 come, and every one of us giving priority to that food item what they are taking care of the physical component, the nutrition, and the other members, they are also making a call, are you okay? And they are encouraging these practices are happening. Am I right? And these practices earlier we were never experienced. Even I can witness many people in my close circle, they are having it. And when we when we understand that there are a lot of benefits are there when we practice holistic wellness, and we have to say to them, not only you are protected on the physical component will be your wellness will be ensured. When we say that these are the components are there, when we create awareness, definitely they will come to them. And another thing, we can become an ideal model for the youngsters. And many people, it is very difficult to change the mindset of the elderly population and adult and old age people. Unless if they come forward voluntarily, it is very difficult. We cannot able to make any change at all. But we can make an influence on their children. Okay, they are the target. They are the people who are going to use this environment for the community. And when we bring the importance of holistic wellness to the children, definitely they will bring. They are the role model. They are the role model to other members, and that will be spread one to another members.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. My belief is now the present younger generation, they just don't want to come away or learn also, sir. It's a very difficult job, but it's much needed, sir. Thank you, sir.
It is because we were not given in a way they would like to listen. So when we say the same point in PUBG, they may understand that.
True, sir. Very true, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you. Any other feedback or comments or questions you can welcome.
Sir, I can see a lot of positive feedbacks in the chat box, sir.
Yes, sir.
Everybody, the content and the holistic wellness landmark. So, it's the thing.
Thank you, sir.
Participant, any other questions? You can unmute yourself, you can ask.
Yeah, I will do share my presentation in that. Someone asked me that can you share the PPT? Definitely, I will do that. And occupation wellness, as I said, you can ensure your environment. There are you have to change your behavioral component. Your behavioral component, you have to be more systematic, creative, cautious. Cautious. Sometimes some people they may not accept a particular behavior. You have to be very cautious. When you make a behavioral component in that environment setting, and you can ensure your occupation wellness. Some people they work in a hazardous environment. They have to ensure the safety. They have to be more for example, the PPE kit. So with that, they can ensure the safety. Yes. I'll do share the feedback form in a minute, and just give me a minute. Okay. You can check the chat box. You can find that feedback and the e-certificate link for today's session. And immediately after filling, you will get the certificates. Any other add-on or comments for this session, please let me know. But I think there is no questions from that participant. You can conclude the session, sir. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, sir. Thank you very much, sir. We had a nice session today, a remarkable session on the 450th session, because itself it's a holistic. We got really holistic knowledge because all the dimensions, 8 dimensions you brought into about the wellness. Fortunately, we are looking at the content what you delivered, sir. You divided into 4 things: health, happiness, and wealth and harmony. So all 8 falling under this health and happiness, wealth and harmony. And another thing is we noticed on the spiritual occupational, both things are falling under harmony. So it is occupation very linked to the spiritual, I can say. So the people, everybody who are working, they are spending the 8 hours or 10 hours per day. So they have to keep eye on that harmony wellness, because 1/3 or 1/3 of the persons they are spending in the their life work life only. So, and of course, you said the health physically, we have to connect with the environment, then only we get the health. People before COVID, everybody used to tell, I am healthy. It's not like that. Now we have to look at the neighbors also should be healthy. The scenarios also change now. So, and of course, intellectual and financial, it's falling under wealth. So, we got a good knowledge about the wellness in all the 8 dimensions, and there are plenty of strategies you given today. So definitely we try to adapt 1 or 2 in each 8 strategy. So whatever it's possible. So, and we will transfer our knowledge to our family members also, kids also, to follow from at least today itself. It's a very practical one and very good eye-opening session, sir. Thank you, sir. Kindly accepted our gratitude on behalf of our participants and organizers, and of course co-sponsors from all the sides. Kindly accept gratitude on behalf of American College Madurai and Red Pond Educational Psychology and Research Center and Yellow Pond Counseling Center and MS Chellamuthu Institute of Rehabilitation Center and Madras School of Social Work and Steps Foundation. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Salim, for continuously being very supportive on this mental health webinar. Thank you for you also. I raise a record of thanks to you also.
Thank you, ma'am.